Now all the issues and concerns that I heard about MK, I raised internally. We have constituted a structure which is going to be listening, and we have had meetings to talk about that, and none of those meetings were secret. We don't do anything secret. It's open. Even tomorrow and Saturday, we're going to have a meeting represented by all leaders from the whole country. Some are members of the ANC, some are members of the EFF, some are members of the MK. And there's nothing wrong with people meeting to say we're going to listen to people. If their parties have got a problem with their members going to listen to people, then it's their own issue. So listening we're going to do. And if our organizations think that listening is a crime, it's wrong, then they will tell us that it's wrong in terms of those issues. Where am I going to get the money to travel? You know, Zianda, for my 6 months as Mkhonto is a national organizer and secretary general, I've never used the money of Mkhonto to travel from any place to another place. Not once. Even when we travel out of the country. Because I be able to persuade people to contribute for travel, and I purposefully did that. Like I never got to be dependent on Mkhonto on anything. And I said that in the meeting that I didn't come to suck blood of Mkhonto as resources, and that is we will be able to move from point A to B. If we run out of petrol, we will check if we can be borrowed money to pour petrol. If there is no petrol, we'll hike. We'll stand on the street and say, this way we're going to Mthatha. And then go and speak to the people. That is what we're going to do. But moving from point A to B, we'll be able to move in terms of how the process is going to happen. So the leadership collective that is going to meet, which is not a secret, is going to determine the program of action, the length and the process of consultation, and then we will be able to deal with these issues. Now, comrades, this thing is simple. Don't do things that you don't believe in. And don't associate with projects that you don't believe in. Never ever sacrifice principle on the altar of political convenience. It doesn't matter what happens. Like, it doesn't matter if that is going to break friendship and people that you have known the rest of your life, brotherhood and all of those things there. If principle is broken, you disassociate from it, and decisively so. But in doing so, sometimes you must be considerate of some of the personal circumstances of some of the people that you're dealing with. So that is basically it, that you must never associate with unprincipled positions. You must always stick to principles as to how you deal with politics. These things of, yeah, I'm just there because I'm there for salary purposes and for income. What do we do? Go to leaders of the ANC on the corners and say, but what is this thing that they're doing? They will tell you that that Ramaphosa is nonsense. That Ramaphosa is misleading us. But they won't tell him. Go to EFF people and they will tell you their own characterization of the leader of the organization and what is happening there. But they don't have the courage to tell him. Same in MK. And we can't have political culture like that. We must be able to, when you raise issues internally sharply, you don't have to go and gossip about it anyway. Now all the issues and concerns that I heard about MK, I raised internally. Even against all odds, if there's an opportunity to raise an issue about wrongdoing, I would speak and clearly speak against the untouchables there. People who take drugs and tweet at night and insult us. And we'll confront them and say, what is this about? And that is basically how we deal with these issues in terms of what happens. We'll never tiptoe around anyone in terms of principles. Always protect principle on how we deal with these issues. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, comrade. Number 1, number 2, Sandile. Number 3, number 4, number 5. We're going to attend to everyone, don't worry. Thank you. Number 1.
Okay, I'm Kopano with MDN TV. Just two questions. What happened to unity under the MKP? And then my second question is that, Mr. Shivambu, do you feel like you were being used as a tool to destabilize the EFF? Thank you.
Yeah, Mzwane Lembeja from the SABC. Mr. Shivambu, you're talking about people stealing money, people doing all wrong things, and people looking to get you removed, writing all those reports. So who are those people? And then next one, let me just ask yours as well. When last did you speak to former President Zuma? Does he know about this briefing? And given what you have said about him, you've actually, on the podium, indicated that you have deep respect for him because you say you have learned, what you learned in 6 months is something you couldn't have learned in 10 years. So clearly, some deep respect there. So have you taken him into confidence about this process? What did he say? And when last did you speak to him?
No, thank you very much. My name is Lunga Mzangwe. I'm from the Mail and Guardian. Mzondi has basically taken the question that I wanted to ask you. But from what I'm hearing from MK people is that your trip to Bushiri was to basically get money to fund your own political party. Is there any truth to that? And on those intelligence reports, who basically signed on them? And does President Zuma agree with those intelligence reports? Thank you.
Good day, Nkosinathi Shazi from Power FM News. Mr. Shivambu, I just have one question. You've probably weighed up all the possible scenarios. Are you ready for the consequences on if the people say we do not want a political party, you reporting back to Umkhonto weSizwe? And my second question, if the people do want a political party, could this be the start of your new solo personal political journey? Now, of course, in that context, what I mean is when you were at the EFF, you're always seen as the number 2 of Umalema, despite being the brains of the EFF. You came into Umkhonto weSizwe, a national organizer, secretary general. You've described them as an ethnic party. You've been demoted to parliament as a member of parliament. So is this your moment, your defining moment in politics where you say, you know what, I'm ready to do this alone. I'm ready to go at it despite my circumstances. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Is it on? Good afternoon. My name is Sisanda Mbolekwa from the Sunday Times. Mr. Shivambu, for clarity, the decision to move from the EFF to the MK party, you called it the best and the sound or solid decision. I'm asking you if you do not regret that moment, reflecting upon where we are today. And secondly, you say that you're going to retain your membership of Umkhonto weSizwe party. Can we reasonably expect South Africans and the electorate to take the MK party seriously as a political vehicle when it's been consistently characterized by chaos and fiefdom around President Zuma? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I thought I had responded to the question. I don't regret leaving the EFF. It's the best decision I ever took in my political life. Because we're legitimating rubbish there. And there was no way that you could dedicate your intellectual muscles and work. And in practice, you realize that this thing which we said we are standing for is not principle. Check the conduct of EFF in government and what gets to legitimate such. That was the best decision ever. And everyone that we spoke to, this like they, like they were to criminalize Mbuyiseni. Hey, I will never trust a person who knew that the deputy president is leaving. And then they isolate Mbuyiseni on the basis that he knew that I'm leaving. It's not only Mbuyiseni, those comrades knew, we discussed it, and we reached the same conclusion that we're not being fair to society if we say that this comrade can lead this country. All of us agreed with the people who are leading EFF now. That is basically, that is the reality of the situation. The people who are leading EFF now, all of us were unanimous. And then the issue was, what do we do? If I wanted to destabilize, someone is asking, were you sponsored to destabilize the EFF? If I wanted to destabilize the EFF, I could have started a faction inside and caused interactions and this. Then the decision was, like, let me not destabilize the